Hi everyone and welcome to my knitting podcast. My name is Sophie and today I have a lot of really beautiful, fun projects to show you. It has been a while since my last podcast episode, so I have gotten a lot of objects finished. One of them you're seeing right now, and I'm so excited to show you and to talk about everything that I did in the last couple of months. If you see me looking up, I'm just checking if I'm in frame or not, and if you see me looking down, then I'm looking at all of the details from my knitting patterns. So as you might be able to tell, I finished my porcelain sweater. I started this project in the middle of March, so it took me about 2 months to complete, with a lot of projects that I did on the side. So I wasn't knitting monogamously on this project, but invested a lot of hours into it, and that makes me even more happy to finally be able to wear it. We're going into summer now in Germany, so I won't be able to wear it around much longer, but I am always cold, so I think I will still find the time to wear it, and it will still keep me warm on maybe some cold summer nights. The pattern is by Lene Home Samso. I think that's how you pronounce her name. And I really enjoyed the pattern. I thought it was very clear. I understood all of the instructions and even made some modifications. I had no problem with the pattern whatsoever. So one of the options she gives you is to do this shoulder seam with German short rows, or to do it by separately and then sewing it together. And at the time I chose to do the front panel and the back panel separately and then sewed them together. In retrospect, I think I would have preferred the look of the German short rows, because it is kind of a visible line here. I will also put in a video of me standing up and wearing it, because you will see better how it fits to my body proportions and why I chose to do different modifications. So the first thing that I did was that I did the front panel and the back panel separately. Then I chose to do 2x2 rib on the neck and also on the arms and on the bottom portion. Don't know the name right now. Just because I think it looks better with my knitting. So I did 2x2 and I really like it. I like the color. I did the finishing of the color with a Kitchener stitch, which made it very clean looking. And then you can't see that right now, but I'll show you. And then I did a split hem here at the bottom. And I did that because I wear these types of high-waisted jeans a lot. And I really like when you see the waistband of the jeans. And I have a lot of sweaters that are full length, so I thought I could get away with doing this sweater in kind of a more cropped version. In contrast to that, I did the arms a little bit longer than the pattern recommended, so that they hit this length. I'm sure there's a name for it. I like my sleeves to be a little bit longer because I'm cold a lot and I like to go like this. Yeah, I'm really happy with the colors I chose. I did the very classic porcelain sweater colors that the pattern calls for. They are by Sandnes Garn, and it's a combination of 2 yarns. So you hold one strand of tin silk mohair with one strand of tin pergint, and I liked it while knitting it, but now that I have worn it a couple of times, I am starting to feel like the tin silk mohair is scratching me a little bit, and I haven't had that with any other wool that I used in the past. Normally mohair is not a problem for me, but I felt like my skin was kind of irritated by it. That could be because I wore it on a really hot day and I was sweating, and then the combination of the sweat and the mohair kind of didn't feel good, but I find it a little bit scratchy. So maybe I would not use the Tin Silk Mohair by Sandnes Garn for my next project. I have another project which uses mohair and I didn't go for it again. I think maybe you can see it. It has pretty long fibers, which I love the look of, but some of them are kind of more thicker, and I think that's what's scratching me. But it's nothing that will prevent me from wearing this sweater. I usually have t-shirts underneath my knits anyways, and in the winter I often even pair a long sleeve shirt under my sweaters, so in the winter time I won't have any issues with this anymore. Yeah, I would give this sweater project a 9 out of 10, I would say, or a 9.5 out of 10. I really enjoyed knitting it. I found the color work really fun, except for this band right here with this leaf pattern. I messed up so many times on the body part. On both sleeves I had to rip back like rows and rows because I just couldn't figure out like how to do the leaf pattern specifically, but I think that's a me problem. It didn't get in my head very like the other patterns. I had no problem. I was like memorizing them. I didn't have to look at the charts for most of them, but this leaf pattern kind of killed me, which is okay. So I think that's what I would deduct maybe half a point for in my rating, but other than that I'm really happy, and I've gotten a lot of compliments on this sweater. I'm kind of sad that it's done now, but I'm also happy to start a second sweater project, which I will tell you about later. So the second finished project that I have to show you is a mini Sophie shawl out of also Tin Silk Mohair by Sandnes Garn. I had some left over from one of the cardigans that I knit. I knit the Sunday Mohair edition cardigan by Petite Knit in this yarn, and I had so much left over, so I made, or not a lot, but I had a little bit left over, and I made myself a Sophie scarf. Yeah, it's more of a Sophie scarf. I used the Sophie shawl pattern because that's what I have, and I modified it in a way where I did all of the increases and then I stopped doing the increases, knit like about this long, just back and forth without increasing or decreasing, and then did the decreases, and that gave me this mini little scarf thing. It's more of like a handkerchief, is that the word? It's tiny and it's good for work for me because I can wear it without getting in the way when I have a little bit of a cold. I think it's a really cute accessory for spring and for autumn, where you don't want a huge scarf with you all the time. I have found myself putting this in my handbag a lot, just to take with me for an emergency situation where my neck gets cold. And I will definitely make more small scarves like this. I'm just looking for a different pattern than the Sophie scarf, because I have done it twice now and I would like to do something with ribbing. I think my favorite things knitwear has some scarves that are a similar shape or similar style, so I might have to look into that. If you have any recommendations for small little scarves like this and great patterns for that of maybe some lesser known designers, then make sure to tell me in the comments. I'm always happy to discover new things. This was a super quick project. I think I finished it in a day. I have the pattern memorized, and it's just something I can do pretty mindlessly. So that was a really quick project. And then I have 3 baby sweaters to show you, and one of them is a gift knit and 2 of them are just for the future. I have really been enjoying knitting small things on the side to this porcelain sweater, so I have kind of been using up my stash and doing little baby projects, because there's a lot of people around me having babies that I can gift these things to, and I will probably have a baby in the next like 5 to 10 years, definitely. I hope so. So I will just put them in like a box and keep them, and if I find a baby to gift it to, then I will gift it to them, and if I don't, then I will keep them for myself. The first one I did is super cute. This little stripy little sweater, a lot of littles in here, and I will just pull up the information on this. I used Sandra Magalhães. I think it's a Spanish or Portuguese designer that's very well known for her baby like patterns. I used the Sunday morning baby romper or baby one piece thing, but I stopped at the waist. So usually you continue with the pattern and then it's like a onesie for a baby, but I just did the sweater version. It's really simple, 1 by 1 ribbing, then increases, and I did it in this dark blue, yellow and gray stripe, and added a little B button in the back. This already has a home, so after I film this video I will pack this up and send it to a new baby called Elena that's gonna get it. That was born in the beginning of June, so it's already a very successful stash buster, because I think she will get a lot of wear out of it in the winter time. I knit this in a size 4 to 6 months, just because I don't believe in doing small baby things, because they grow out of it so quickly, and if they have an occasion to wear it before that, they can just roll up the sleeves and it will still be really cute. Yeah, it has this little opening here to get the head through the sweater easier, and I knit it in the Rerum Natura wool. That's something I haven't told you yet. The Rerum Natura wool always gets super soft after blocking. It's the Ulysse wool that I love knitting with in general, and me and my mom have both done baby knits with this wool, and we love it. Keeps the babies really warm. It's not super wash, but still kind of durable wool. Which brings me to my next project. I did another project that I showed you last time in the Rerum Natura wool. This color is emerald. Yeah, so it's the bright green color, and I did the baby Friday sweater with it. So it's broken rib sweater. I knit the size 4 to 6 months, and you can see that it's a little bit bigger than the Sunday morning sweater. It's a little bit wider. It grew with blocking because of the rib knit. and it turned my hands completely green while knitting it. So I would not recommend hand washing this color of yarn from Terrero Natura with anything else. I got it off my hands really easily, and I have a similar sweater, number 12, I think, from my favorite things knitwear in this color, and it has never transferred on any white shirt that I wore underneath it. So so I don't think that's a problem, but for some reason it really transfers on your hands while knitting, and I don't know what it would do if you would knit it, if you would wash it with other colors. So maybe be careful. I knit both of these sweaters with 3mm needles, and the Ulysse wool from Terrero Natura, like I said. Then the third baby knit I did is kind of a classic Sophie move. I went to my local yarn shop and I saw the classic Cashmere wool by Cardiff and I was like, this is so soft, I need to knit something with it. I am done with the Terrero Natura wool that scratches my hands. I need something really, really soft. That was my that's what I was thinking of when I bought these 2 skeins of cashmere wool. And then I decided to make the Friday sweater by Petite Knit with it. No, not this Friday sweater, the seaside sweater. It's a seaside set. It comes with a top and a bottom, like pants. And I made the top in this cashmere wool. It's kind of crinkled because it was in my project bag, because it still needs buttons. And I haven't decided what buttons I will put on it yet. So it's kind of half a finished project, I guess. And I haven't blocked it yet either. This wool is so soft. Now, why am I knitting a cashmere baby sweater for a baby I don't have? That's a really good question, but I guess that's just how I am. When I was in university and lived in a flat like shared with 2 boys, I also started hoarding really nice ceramics under my bed, which I didn't get out ever to eat on, but I bought like a little bit here and there during the 4 years that I did my midwifery learning program. And then once I got my own apartment, I could get it all out, and I was so happy that I invested and that I kind of planned ahead. And I guess this is kind of flowing over into knitting things for future babies. I know that some people might find that kind of weird, or might like have superstitions around that, but I really don't. And I think that if I won't be able to have children, then I will be happy to give these away to my sister's baby or whoever. So I had so much fun knitting this cashmere sweater. The wool is a 10 out of 10. Yeah, I knitted in a size 3 to 6 months. The pattern calls for a little bit of a thinner yarn, and is also written for you to use like 2.5 and 3mm needles, and I use 3.5mm needles. That's why I think it's a little bit wider and bigger than the pattern. I didn't do a gauge swatch because I just don't like to, but this will fit some baby sometime, and I really enjoyed knitting it. But this will be the end of my cashmere knitting journey for now, for this year, I think, because it's really expensive to get cashmere wool, and I think the baby won't care in the end. So that's the end of my finished projects. I now cast on 2 new projects, and one of them is a classic summer knit and the other one is not a classic summer knit. I'll start with the classic summer knit. Let me pull it up here. I am doing the camisole number 5 by My Favorite Things Knitwear. It's a ribbed high neck camisole. It's done in 2x2 ribbing, so it will stretch a lot. And I used Knitting for Olive merino wool for it, just because I enjoy knitting with merino wool more than I enjoy knitting with cotton. And that's why I ordered that. I have one skein of it left here. It doesn't say deep petroleum blue is the color. It's the extra fine merino. Sorry. And so far I really like the pattern and I really like the wool that I chose. I like the color. It's kind of similar to the Sophie scarf. It's kind of identical almost to the Sophie scarf. But I wear the cardigan that I made out of that wool so much, so I think that I really just love this color. It took me kind of a long time to understand how to do the increases, and as you can see, they look kind of weird at the beginning and then get better. But I don't know how to say it in English, but it's like you I don't know what it's called in English, like verschränkt verschränkt zunehmen. You go into the back thread instead of into the back leg instead of the front leg to do the increases on one side. And I didn't get how to do it, and I didn't find a video on YouTube that understandably explained it to me, so it was kind of a trial and error, but I got it in the end. I think it looks the way it's supposed to, and up here I have 2 or 3 little small holes. I didn't want to rip everything back, which is something that I don't like to do, so I just left it. And I think that I will just, when doing the loose, like when sewing in the loose ends, I will just try to kind of close the loops that I made here, and I think that will work. So I already joined the front and the back panel, made the armholes, and there will be finishing, like ribbed finishing on the top, and then I think a double knitted finishing on the sides. I'm interested in seeing how much I will wear this in the summertime. I just bought in a store a knitted top like this in green, and I've been really enjoying wearing it. I've never done a summer camisole like this in wool, never knitted one, so I'm excited to see if this is something that I will do more of, or if it's just going to be a one-time thing and something I tried and will never do again. I've seen a couple of YouTube videos of people showing their summer knit fails, which I find very funny because that's the exact train of thought I have with this camisole. I really enjoy knitting it, but I'm not sure how much wear I will get out of a knitted piece in the summertime, especially since I chose the merino wool. We'll see. I'll tell you about how I will get on with this and how much I will wear it in the summer. And then I just casted on my Harlow V-neck, which is something that I bought yarn for in April. I bought Ulysse from the Natura again because I loved this wine color. It's like a Bordeaux red. Merlot is the color of the name, and it's like a deep purpley red with specks of black in it. And to go with it, I have the La Mana Super Kid Mohair and Silk wool. They are a pretty good color match, I would say. And I'm doing the Heart of Sweater V-neck by K-Tree. I saw Marlene Knits doing this, I think, and here on YouTube, and I loved the pattern, and I don't have a knitted V-neck sweater, so I want to try making one. I haven't done a lot. I casted this on yesterday. You start with doing a long I-cord and then start knitting the back panel of the sweater. This is what it looks like. This is what my progress looks like. Yeah. So far, I'm liking the color that both of those yarns make together. I like that it's really soft, and I really enjoy that you knitted on 4.5 millimeter needles. All of the other projects I have been doing, except for the porcelain sweater, were fingering weight yarn and 3.0 millimeters needles, and I am really happy to do something that will maybe have more progress quicker, like in terms of centimeters, because it's kind of tedious to knit something like this in 2x2 rib with a yarn that is really thin, and I am happy to have a change now. Other than that, I don't think I have any news to tell you. Oh yeah, I do. Wait. I have one more thing to talk about, which is the mending progress on my Teru sweater. And now that I'm holding it against my porcelain sweater, I think it becomes very visible what my taste in sweaters is. But I made this Teru sweater, which is a beautiful pattern by a Japanese designer, in 2020. And it has been falling apart because I am wearing it so much, especially in the summertime. It's also done in Deram Natura. I swear I'm not sponsored by them, but the cuffs have started to kind of unravel because of wear. And one of you actually recommended that I use 2 strands of something for mending it. Ev, who does the podcast in her skein, commented on my last video and told me to just use the Deram Natura wool plus a strand of something else to make it more durable. And that's exactly what I did. I ripped back some of this wool and then used some leftover wool that I had from this project in the like white color, together with some Cool Wool Baby, which is just another white wool that I had with me, like merino wool, and just knit to where it was. And now you can definitely tell that I mended this, but it's not unraveling anymore. And I think that by adding the second strand, it really added some durability to the cuff, because the merino wool that I added is like harder to break with your hands than the Deram Natura wool, which is a very like basic sheep wool that is like really easy to break just with your hands. So I hope that this helped now. And once the second one will unravel, which will definitely happen sooner or later, I can already see like little things coming off of it. I will definitely do the same thing to the other sleeve and just walk around with a sleeve that definitely looks like I added some brand new crisp white wool to a not so brand new, very grayish white wool that I have worn for the last 4 years, pretty much every week. But I love the result, and I kind of love that you can see that I mended it. And I think we should do this with all of our things that need repairing, whether we knit them ourselves or not, because clothing is so valuable, and not everyone has the ability to just buy a new one. And I think that this made my tarot sweater so much more, like, it added to the worth so much, that I now can wear it again, because it was in my closet for such a long time because I was too lazy to mend it. So thank you, Marielle, for that comment. It really inspired me, and it helped me to mend my sweater. As I said, all of the links from today's podcast will be in the description box. And also you can check out my ravelry Makes by Sophie to see everything I knit. I try to keep up with it. I don't always fill out everything. I don't always put in notes, but you can at least see what needle size I had, what wool I used, and what the project was. I think that's okay. I haven't made any progress on any of my sewing projects in the last couple of weeks. I just wasn't really motivated to put on my sewing machine. I started this book, which is A Little Life in English, and it has been taking up some time, and I think it will keep on taking up my time. I am not sure how I feel about it yet, but it was in a, like, in Germany we have these book, like kind of telephone cells where people just put books that they have read for free, and you can take one and then put one in yourself. And it had a brand new copy of this in it, so I took it and I'm now reading it. So that's kind of keeping me from knitting, because I'm not a person that can knit and read at the same time, sadly. I hope that you enjoyed this video and that you had a little bit of fun and maybe knit something while watching it yourself. I am really happy that so many people are watching this podcast. I never would have expected it, and I am excited to do more of these videos. If you have any ideas of things that you want to see from me, then comment, and also subscribe to my channel if you want to. And I'm happy to grow this community and to keep sharing about all of the things that I am knitting. Thank you for watching, and have a great day, and we'll see each other next time, or you will see me next time. Bye.